here's what we have now. So in the last little segment we showed how the joiner worked. So this is the walnut, this is maple, and this is mahogany. And so remember we ran each corner, each side, over the joiner to make these nice flat surfaces so that when we glue them together, which obviously this is glued together now, we don't have any seams. So it's nice and flat right against each other. So what we're gonna do now that we have this kind of misshapen board, we're gonna run it through the planer. So what the planer does is it's gonna take off all this excess glue, squeeze out. Actually, I'll take some more of it off with a chisel before I run it through there, but it'll take off the excess glue, squeeze out, and it'll make everything exactly the same height. It'll make everything exactly the same, so it's nice and smooth all the way across. And that'll be the last step that we do before we run these over the table saw. And when I run it over the table saw, I'll use my crosscut sled, and it'll make everything exactly, because these sides are already nice and flat, right? These sides are already perfectly straight because they were ran over the joiner. So when I run it over the crosscut sled, it'll cut a 90-degree cut right along the board, which will make it a nice rectangle shape. So let's get started. So this is the planer. The planer has a series of blades that rotate in here, and what it's going to do, like we talked about, is going to trim this side, and we're going to have to run it through several times, each pass just taking a little bit more off, and eventually we'll end up with a nice flat surface that'll be ready for sanding and final finish. So the way that we use this is the planer has this little gauge here, and we can lower it right here, so we know how much we're taking off when we look at this gauge. And with these boards, I don't like to be really aggressive with it. I like to just go little by little. So this will take several passes, but we'll get there.